So we've been talking about how to run an online marketing campaign for your self-storage facility. And this is the third step we're going to cover today. So if you don't know what steps 1 and step 2 are, stop now, go back, watch episode 122 and 123, and then come back to this step 3. Because in step 3, we're going to design your first Facebook ad for your self-storage advertising campaign. My name's Mark Helm. I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Self-Storage Quick Start Academy, quickstartacademy.com. And what I do is I support the small investor who wants to get in the self-storage business, who wants to grow their self-storage business, strategically do so in a way that creates true wealth and a fulfilling career. And we're now on step 3 of your online marketing campaign. Remember, step 1 was create the offer. What is an offer that would have customers in your sub-markets stop what they're doing online, interrupt what they're doing online, read your ad, think that offer was relevant, and then go claim that offer? What would that offer need to be? I hope you came to this episode with that. Then step 2 was the call to action. You're going to have them take a call to action and go somewhere and get that offer. Where are they going to go? Are they going to go to your website? Are they going to go to a landing page on your website? Are they going to go to a landing page that you created with a landing page program? I hope you've come to this episode with that solution as well. Again, if not, go back and watch the previous episode and then continue on from here. Because from here, we're going to create your first Facebook ad. Now, again, I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert. I've just run some ads, some with success, some without success. My intention today is to show you how to run your first very simple Facebook ad campaign. And today we're going to create your first very simple Facebook ad. Now, there's no way in an episode like this that I could show you all the different ways to use the ads manager in Facebook to create your ads. There are programs that are 10 hours long that cover how to do that. My intention here today is to show you how to set up a very simple ad in Facebook. And my intention here is not to make you an expert, but allow you to do it so that you know what's involved in creating an ad on Facebook that would be effective for your self-storage facility. Now, in this episode, in the episodes in this series, I'm not going to get in on the step-by-step of everything there is to do, how to format everything. This is a very brief overview, but hopefully enough that will give you the instructions you need to go in and play and start and get going. And again, my intention is to empower you as a business owner to know what's involved so you don't have to turn it 100% over to a vendor and hope they know what they're doing. So you've created the offer. Here is a glimpse of the offer that we created for an ad campaign. Hopefully your offer is in the form of a PDF that someone can print. Again, here's our offer. Now a solution for where they can go to claim that offer. Again, here's a screenshot of our landing page, or one of the landing pages that the customers and the traffic go to claim the offer that I just showed you. Let's look at setting up an ad that would drive the traffic to your landing page to claim your offer. So probably the best way to do this is go to the computer. We're going to open up the computer, get in the Facebook Ads Manager, and create a very simple Facebook ad for your self-storage facility. So here we are at Facebook, and we're going to run a simple ad. So I'm going to assume that you have set up your ads account in Facebook. And what we do is you click the Ads Manager, and you go and create your first ad. Now I have a number of accounts. Odds are it'll land on yours, but let's go to Now, if this is your first one, your ads manager will be blank like this. But for every ad, what there is there's a campaign level, an ad set level, and then the ad itself. These are the three processes, the three steps of creating an ad on Facebook. So let's create the ad. Now, again, remember, this is going to be a fairly simple ad, and there's all types of ads that you can create. What I would suggest for your self-storage business is that you create an ad that's called conversions. In other words, the goal will be for Facebook to get select people with their algorithm that will convert. In other words, go from Facebook to your landing page. So we're going to hit conversions. And then give your name, give your campaign a name. And I would suggest, so that you can go back to it, it'd be something like your facility name. And let's call it the type of offer that you're offering, a 10 by 10. Then you hit continue. Now the next step is what is the conversion event? So when you hit conversion event, you'll have a number of choices to choose from. So given that this is a very simple ad, we're going to choose a view content. That is what we want to convert people to do, to go look at our offer, view content. And then you need to set the conversion up. So at this stage, really, all you need to do is click that. And there's two types of conversions. Don't worry about this yet. Standard event, custom event. Always for now on a simple ad, hit standard and then click done. And when you're setting a conversion up, we're going to talk about the pixel. We'll get a little bit into that next week. But what the pixel is code. And it's code that will track people who click your ad in Facebook, and you will be able to create future audiences, or you can market to them in the future. If you've ever run an ad and then gone back in the next day and seen ads begin to pop up everywhere about what you were searching for, this is how it's done. We will view the pixel. I would view it, print it, copy it, and then save it on some type of Word doc or Google Doc for future use. Don't worry about the offer here. The next step is we're going to go into the audiences and create them. In other words, we're going to define who sees our ad. You are now in the ad set level of creating your ad. You've finished with the campaign level. Now you're at the ad set level. And you want to the beauty of this of advertising on Facebook is the ability to define who sees your ads so exactly. And what I suggest is we'll end up creating a number of different groups of people, or audiences as they're called. So the very first thing I would do is I would include people in zip codes. So if you don't know the zip codes of the people for your facility, you can go to your operating system and just see where the zip codes are that people live who are your current tenants, and that will tell you where your market is. So let's go. I'm just going to create a few here. 40205, 40207. 40206. Now, on the right hand, you'll begin to kind of see your audience size. You don't want it too broad, but you don't want it too narrow. But in some ways, you may not have a lot of control over that. But I would enter the zip codes. So that will be your first audience. And then you can save this audience, and then give it a name. And I would recommend something like zip codes and the name of your facility, or it could be whatever name you want to give it, but you want to give it a name that you can see in the future and recognize very easily what it is. Now, after you create that audience and do your first ad, then you can duplicate this ad, and I would suggest going back and creating 2 or 3 different audiences. I'm going to show you another way to do that in a second, and run the different ads next to each other and see which audience performs better. In other words, what does the percentage of people who just live in an area, will they perform better, or the more targeted audience that I'm going to show you in a second, will they perform better? So when you come back in with your second ad, what I might suggest is you can keep the zip codes maybe, or you might just not put any zip codes in and just put the city or the market that you're in. And the beauty of this is you can now do some more detailed marketing. So a couple I'm experimenting with right now, type in the behaviors of what you think might be people who would be interested in your self-storage facility. And I'm exploring right now with likely to move. So I could do likely to move, or likely to buy a house, or first-time home buyers. Today I'm exploring likely to move and renters, just to see how those work. And I run 2 or 3 or 4 different audiences with the same ad to see which one's working better. My suggestion is don't put 3 or 4 of these behavioral profiles in the same ad, because you'll never know which one's working better. Create different ads for different audiences, and you can track them. That's what's so beautiful about Facebook, is you can target so exactly, and I never know which one's gonna do it. I have literally 2 audiences because I'm in a little larger market than some people, and I'm going to have likely to move in the zip codes, and then I'm going to have likely to move in my city, and I want to see which one of those performs better. Don't worry about add a connection type at this point. Just save the audience and give it a name with, let's say, the name of your facility and likely to move, or whatever you want to do. So now you have your audiences. Placement. Always, I recommend automatic placement. Facebook is very smart. Their algorithms are first class. They will be able to place your ad in the right format and in the right place on Facebook. That means, is it going to be in the news feed? Is it going to be on the right-hand side? Are they going to do it in Facebook? Are they going to do it in Instagram? They will be testing it in different places, and then they'll figure it out, and they're very good at it. Schedule and budget. This is the last thing in the ad set area of creating your ad. I suggest you can put whatever you want in there. You could have no budget, but I always start off very small. I think $5 a day is the smallest you can run, and I start off for each one of these ads that I create. I'm not going to spend more than $5 a day to test them to see which one performs better. And you can run it continuously, but I usually put a start and an end date, and the end date will be around when my ad is up. And that's what I will create for my end date. Then I'll watch them. After about 3 or 4 days, you'll begin to see, don't do it an hour later or even a day later, but in a couple of days, you'll begin to see which ad's performing better. Then cancel the ones that aren't. Maybe try something different ad, different audience. And the ones that are, come back and increase the budget. Now, I would not go from 5 to 50 or 5 to 100. Start inching it up. I would go from $5 to $10 a day, and then from 10 to 20, and then from 20 to 40 or something like that. If you jump it a huge number all at once, you'll notice that ad won't perform as well. I'm not sure why. It's just what I've seen. So you are now done at the ad set level, and let's go in and create our ad. So our ad, the first thing, you've got to connect it to your Facebook page. So I assume your facility has a Facebook page. I'm just going to use that page right there for that facility. And here you have a number of different ways to begin to create your ad. Carousel, which is multiple pictures, single image, video. My suggestion is play with video at some point, but given that this is a very simple ad, we're going to start with a single image ad. And a couple things, my thoughts on images. I hate stock photography. If at all possible, and I've used it, but I hate it. If at all possible, have some good pictures or a image that is very catchy. Again, you want to interrupt, hopefully. And I love it to be of people and or your facility. So think this through, come up with an image, and once you have the image, you can upload it. Now, I have uploaded a bunch in the past, so I'm going to use an image. And now we're down here. You're beginning to actually see the ad being formed. So given that this is a conversion, the destination, where do you want people to go? So here's where you type in the landing page where you want people to go. So for myself, we use lead pages. Here's the landing page again. I just copy the URL, go back to the Ads Manager, place it there, and when somebody clicks the call to action, that's where they will go. And then we're at the fun part. You have got to design your copy, your headline, and your text. Okay, there are a lot of people who are a lot better than I am at teaching copywriting, writing copy for ads that really work well. I in no way am proclaiming myself an expert at all, but I will share what I know. The headline has one job. The job of the headline is to have the reader want to go to the first sentence. Then when you go to the first sentence has a job. The first sentence's job is to have the reader go to the second sentence. And the second sentence has a job. Help the reader get to the third sentence, and so on and so forth until the entire ad is done. So you would need to write a headline that would interrupt, stop people, that is in some way connected with the image that you see, and then write a text that would have a reader or the traffic that's going to see it continue reading it and then claim the offer. And the call to action is a button that will show up on the ad. And here are your choices. No button, although I like a button, but I have tested with no buttons. Shop now, sign up, apply now. I usually put something like learn more, download. So for this ad, let's use download. So I'm going to have you write a headline, you will write your copy, you will create your call to action. And when they click whatever you choose as your call to action, when the traffic clicks it, here's where they will go, to whatever website URL is your destination, as long as you've done an ad that has conversion as your goal. Newsfeed link, you can add to that or leave it blank. You can display a link. You could display your website, which I wouldn't do if you're using a landing page URL, or you can put the landing page URL in here so that it's not only happens when people hit the button, but there will also be a link in the text as well. So I usually will copy that and place it in my text. Now for the rest, offline tracking, don't worry about that right now. And the pixel tracking, you can track all conversions from your pixel. We'll talk about that next week. I think you're done with your ad. Hit confirm. And what will happen is you'll be able to see your ad in the different formats. Okay, I've turned the ad off that we just created. I will delete it in a minute. But that's how you create an ad. And then if you want to get back in and edit the ad at any time or drop them, you can click here and all the ads that you've created will show up, and you can change it and drop it and go from there and add new ones. If you want to duplicate, you just can duplicate a campaign, you can duplicate an audience, you can duplicate an ad. You now know how to create your first simple Facebook ad. Well, there you go. You have created your first Facebook ad. Now, I know this is a lot to take in. You don't have to take it all in. You can go back to this episode and just go through it step by step by step. You don't need to be an expert at this. You don't even need to be very good at this to be able to start running ads to start producing results. Again, the intention of this series is not to make you an expert, but to empower you to either start running your own campaigns or at least know what's involved as you're talking to your vendors about an online marketing campaign. As a business owner, we are 100% responsible for our self-storage business. And I don't know how in today's world, if you're 100% responsible for your business, you can't know this online marketing world and be accountable for being responsible like you need to be. Again, you don't have to be an expert, but you need to know how to navigate somewhat in this world and how to direct people to navigate for you in this world if you're going to have a relevant self-storage business in the upcoming years. Yes, I know you might be at 95% right now, but that may not last forever. You need to be able to drive traffic into your facility, into your counter, and rent units. In the old days of just putting an ad in Yellow Pages, those days are gone. So I'm very interested in if you're finding this type of training relevant to you and interesting to you. If you'd like more of this type training, just reach out to me and let me know your thoughts on this series on online marketing. If you would like something a little deeper, I can create some training on it if it's something that would interest you. I'm also interested in your successes and your challenges as you get in and grow your self-storage business. Reach out and let me know about those. But again, begin to learn and navigate this world of online marketing. We're going to finish up with the Facebook campaign next week, and thank you very much. My name's Mark Helm. I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Storage World Analyzer. It is the best financial analysis software tool out there for the self-storage industry. Here's the thing, last night, 11 o'clock, I was analyzing a facility. Took me about 10 or 15 minutes. Then the numbers look great. I printed the package off. Today, we're going to call that agent, talk with that agent about that facility, and unless something comes up in that conversation I don't know about, we're going to write a letter of intent on that facility. And it was just in my inbox at 10 o'clock last night. That's how we use the Storage World Analyzer day in and day out. If you're not using it, please explore it. StorageWorldAnalyzer.com. So thank you very much. I look forward to being with you next week.